Peace and welcome to Oddly Familiar. Today we have a special that's all about a popular sample. We did a little research, we talked to some people, and we found out a few things that we think are interesting enough to share. So here's Oddly Familiar, episode 70. So first things first, let me play the sample, and you may already know a few sources. My most memorable experience with this is from Goldeneye 007 on the Nintendo 64 with the silenced PP7. I have heard it before this, but it was usually just one time in a movie, so it didn't really stand out. But in Goldeneye 007, I heard it again and again, probably around 50 times just in stage 1. After that, it became easily recognizable. You can, of course, also find it in the cancelled Goldeneye 007 on Xbox Live. This game uses all of the same themes and sound effects. So now let's back it up some and talk about where this sample came from. To the best of my knowledge, this sample made its debut in the 1973 James Bond movie, Live and Let Die. The scene where Rosie is running away and a sort of scarecrow shoots her down. Then it was used yet again in another Bond movie in 1979 when it appeared in Moonraker. In the scene where Q is giving Bond his gadgets, he presents a wrist-firing dart, which is now standard issue equipment. And by standard issue, they mean it will be used once, by one agent, and never again.
Pulses from the wrist muscles. Like this?
We won't go through all of the movies that have it, but we wanted to at least mention James Bond. At this point, I tweeted Mr. Graham Norgate. I know he was responsible for a good chunk of the soundtrack, as well as the sound effects in Goldeneye 007. He stated, "To me, that was the sound of a silenced pistol. I'd heard it in so many films and TV shows growing up, there was no other choice as far as I was concerned." First off, thanks to Mr. Norgate for the reply, and also I think it just came full circle. It started out as a Bond sample, and then nearly 20 years later, it's revived for a new generation. However, that's where this one is just the beginning. Let's get some of the more obvious ones out of the way. For example, in the game 007, The World Is Not Enough, as the silenced P2K. Another obvious one comes from Perfect Dark. It is, in a way, Goldeneye 2.0, just without the Bond IP and a more futuristic feel. Here is the silenced Falcon 2 pistol.
What the hell?
And of course, let's not forget Perfect Dark Zero from 2005.
My chest!
I have also found it in Time Splitters. I haven't found it in Part 1, but I can confirm that Time Splitters 2 and Time Splitters Future Perfect both use the sample.
It's no good, old boy. I can't quit it. You'll have to find the control.
This gun is not on file for this time period.
So now we got the Bond games out of the way, as well as the most obvious usages. Let's talk about the first instances we have found in a video game. Both of these were released in 1994. First, we have Zero Tolerance for the Sega Genesis, the sound effect for the laser-aimed gun.
Ammunition is low.
I must say, this sound effect makes much more sense for a silenced weapon rather than a quote-unquote laser-aimed gun. The other game from 1994 is from the 3DO, Demolition Man, the sound of a ricochet. Nowadays, you can find the sample on Universal Studios Sound Effects Library. This specific sample library was released in November 1992. However, as we know, the sound effect originated much earlier. Up next, we'll take you through a montage of all the video games we have found it in so far.
Ammunition is low.
Seth.
Dokie. Something there. Sir.
Ready?
Discovery. What the hell?
My chest! It's no good, old boy. I can't put it. You'll have to find the controls.
So there you have the famous silenced gunshot sound effect. To me, it will always be the silenced PP7 from Goldeneye. And now I wonder, what would be the most memorable use of the sample for you? Let us know in the comments. Last but not least, shout out to gold level patrons Bearsona and Quantum X. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.